on purchasing a vehicle from us here at Pilot Honda. What I want to do is go through the vehicle with you and ensure that we know how to use all the bells and whistles and all the additional features that it has. So you'll notice that this is a 2016 Honda Civic. It's a 1.5 four-door EX. And come take a look at it inside. I just absolutely love the color. You see the trim level on all the leather is actually the same color as the exterior, which really does some nice enhancements. You're also going to notice that it's leather, front and back, and this one actually has the all-weather mats in it. As a general rule, they don't come with an all-weather mat. That's an accessory you can buy. And based off of some of the information you and I talked about, what you're going to do with the vehicle, I'd highly recommend that we take a look at perhaps adding that to the purchase of the car. Do me a favor, if you will, go ahead and have a seat inside. And the seat is a manual seat. So you'll notice the front lever on the front. You'll pull the seat up. And then you can raise it, the back. And then you can also raise the height of the seat. I find myself doing that as well. But you also notice all of the leather in the seats, the leathers inside, and on the dash. Also on the side walls here. So if we come around and let me see if I can open up that hood. Sometimes these can get tricky as to where the right lever is. So the reason it's real important that I show you what the interior, or excuse me, under the hood is there's so many components and so many onboard computers. You'll notice all the different dipsticks, and everything in here is color coded. Let's come around on this side. I also want to point out to you that you'll notice there's no chrome on the car. So they kind of went away with that A-line on the vehicle where you had the chrome here. So if someone opened your door, popped you like this at the grocery store, Walmart, Kmart, wherever it is that you may travel or park, now you're more susceptible to door dings than you were before. I like to refer to them as dimples. And I noticed when I looked at your vehicle and we did the trade analysis on it, that there were some dimples on the side. And those are pretty common just based off of, folks driving it and, where it's parked. Do me a favor, if you will. Also, jump in the back seat because I want to show you how much room there actually is in that back seat. Now this vehicle, I'm looking for the trunk button. Not sure. Oh. Maybe it won't open until the key is on. That won't open without the key. Okay. So you'll notice how much room there is in the trunk. There's also a net in here so that when you go do your grocery shopping and things aren't just flying around in the back. But also the tire, the spare tire in the bottom, it's not your standard size tire. And you'll also notice that these are what they call a low radius tire. So they sit a lot lower to the ground than perhaps the first car. I remember my first car and it looked like one of those Lamar donuts. And now it kind of looks like a Krispy Kreme because it's so low radius down on the bottom. But again, based off of some of the information that you shared with me, Mel, that interior exterior, the leather on there, we could do an application that would cover any types of spills, tears, rips, stains, punctures on the interior. And on the exterior, you indicated to me you're traveling, just call it 60 miles a day, 30 round trip one way, is that it's exposed to the elements. So any type of bird droppings, tree sap, magnesium chloride, acid rain, hard water spotting, They do a treatment on the outside if this vehicle incurs any of that kind of damage, and we can't completely detail it and get it out. They're going to repaint that portion of the car for you. Here's the other really big one, and I really, really like this feature. I actually have it on my car, and that is the protection on the windshield. So if you get a chip, a crack, a star, and it spreads up to 6 inches, and they cannot fill it or repair it, you get a new windshield. Keep in mind, this windshield is a heat sensing, rain sensing, and it's also tinted in the top. And you'll also notice that it's a factory OEM Honda windshield. So you may say, well, you know what, I've got that on my auto insurance. Yes, you do, but they're not going to put a Honda windshield in it. So with that in mind, we're going to go back and see Joe back in finance, and I would really, really like for you to, if nothing else, just listen to, perhaps let's adding those to the purchase of your vehicle, so that the 5 years you have the car, you've got seamless protection and no out-of-pocket expense. I have it on my car. I recommend you do it on yours.